Welcome surfboard fans, boardshop.co.uk surfboard review here. Today, the Pukas X Mayhem Lazy Link gets the treatment. So you might be familiar with a Pukas board called the Link. It was like kind of an all-roundy hybrid, which the boys around San Sebastian, Basque Country absolutely loved as their go-to board for small, cleanish waves or anything up to, kind of head height. We don't live in the Basque Country. We're not 18 and super fit, so we need a little bit more volume. Hence the Lazy Link was born. It adds thickness and width, decreases a bit of rocker to improve the wave catching ability, but very importantly with the input from Axel Lorenz and Matt Biolos, they wanted to keep the performance of the board. So it's for guys who can surf, but don't get in that often or what have you, want to surf a shortboard, but don't want to lose out to kids on 20-litre boards in busy lineups. So, as you can see, volume chunked through the middle of the board, enough flip in the nose. The nose rocker has been decreased a bit from the original Link, but there's still more than enough there. Little bit of tail lift. That hasn't really been played around with too much, so the tail lift is there to keep it manoeuvrable. The rail is where they've done a bit of work to kind of counteract the extra volume and the width and the thickness in the board. The rails are pared down quite nicely as you come back through the back third of the board to give you that back foot performance. And as is standard, you can feel the single into double concave and the V out through the fins, which again is all there to create you lift for speed, and then the V is there to help the board release into turns. So there's a few boards around in this kind of area of the market. Puddle Jumper HP, for instance, from Lost. But this is probably the best executed yet to give you that blend of wave catching, paddling, stability, forgiving nature to the board, but also a really precise feeling when you surf it, so that it makes it feel very, very responsive the way they've set the fins up and the rails up and the fin positioning. So if you are looking for that one board quiver, and you really only surf from just below waist height to a little bit overhead maybe, then this is a really, really good option if you want to keep that kind of shortboard feel to your surfing. The 6.0's got 36.9 litres, I think, 37 litres, so you can see that it's rammed with volume. 5-fin setup, I think most people will surf it as a thruster. In really poor conditions, a quad will give it a bit of extra zip, but it is fast to surf, so I wouldn't be looking at the quad setup just to give it some extra speed. You've got to be a fan of a quad setup to surf it as that. It generates enough speed already. So for most people, the thruster setup will give you that control and that preciseness in your surfing and turning. Really good board and a really sensible board, a really good option for a lot of people who want to surf a shortboard still, but need a bit of help. There it is, the Pukas Mayhem Lazy Link.